On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, we will cover the classes used for DOM manipulation, event handling in TypeScript. You can learn about the document class, the element, and nodelist classes, and various event-related classes through code examples. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. For DOM manipulation and event handling in TypeScript, the Document Object Model (DOM) interfaces are primarily used. In DOM manipulation and event handling, standard JavaScript classes and interfaces are used, but in TypeScript, type information is added to them, enabling safer operation. The following describes the classes and interfaces commonly used in DOM manipulation and event handling. Document is an object representing HTML or XML documents, used to access the DOM tree or search for elements. To actually run the code, you need to do so within an HTML document. In this video, we are only confirming that there are no compilation errors. The document has the following methods. getElementById retrieves an element with the specified ID attribute. querySelector retrieves an element using a CSS selector. createElement creates a new HTML element. This code retrieves an element with an ID attribute using getElementById and changes its text. It also obtains a button element using querySelector and adds a click event listener. On click, it creates a new div element using createElement and adds it to the main content. Generics and type assertions are used to ensure type safety during DOM operations. Element is an interface that represents individual HTML elements in the DOM. It is most commonly used when manipulating the DOM. The element has the following methods and properties. The inner HTML property allows you to set or get the HTML content of an element. The text content property allows you to set or get the text content of an element. ClassList is a property for manipulating classes, allowing you to add, remove, and toggle classes. The setAttribute method sets an attribute on an element. This code shows an example of setting content using inner HTML and text content for elements retrieved with querySelector, adding classes with ClassList, and setting custom attributes with setAttribute. Operations are performed in a type-safe manner using generics. Nodelist and HTML collection represent collections that contain multiple DOM elements. For example, querySelector all returns a nodelist, and getElementsByClassName returns an HTML collection. This code demonstrates directly manipulating a node list with for each and converting an HTML collection to an array for iteration. Event is the base class for all events that occur in the DOM. Various events such as clicks, inputs, and page loads extend the event class. The event has the following methods and properties. The target property represents the element, event target, on which the event occurred. Type represents the type of event that occurred, such as click or input. The prevent default method cancels the default action of the event. This code demonstrates how to add a submit event listener to a form. Target refers to the form element where the event occurred, and type indicates the event type, in this case, submit. By calling the prevent default method, you can disable default form submission behaviors such as page navigation or reload. Instead, a custom process logging output is executed here. Mouse event represents events related to mouse operations. Mouse events such as click and mouse move use this class. This code is an example of using mouse event to log the mouse coordinates. The mouse event has the following properties. Client X is the X coordinate of the mouse pointer within the page. Client T is the Y coordinate of the mouse pointer within the page. Button indicates which mouse button was pressed. 0 is the left button, 1 is the middle button, and 2 is the right button. Keyboard event represents events related to keyboard operations. Key down and key up events fall under this category. The keyboard event has the following properties. Key is the name of the pressed key, such as Enter or A. Code is the code corresponding to a key on the keyboard. Alt key, Ctrl key, and Shift key are properties that indicate whether the Alt, Control, or Shift key was pressed. This code uses keyboard event to log the name of the pressed key, its corresponding key code, as well as whether modifier keys, Alt key, Ctrl key, Shift key, were pressed. It also performs a special action when the Enter key is pressed. Focus event relates to events of gaining or losing focus. Focus and blur events fall under this category. This code is an example of using focus event to detect and log when an input field gains or loses focus. When using TypeScript, type checking in DOM manipulation and event handling is enhanced. Below are examples of type-safe DOM manipulation and event handling in TypeScript. When adding event listeners, specifying the type of the event performs type checking and prevents access to incorrect properties. This code is an example of using a typed event listener to handle input events and safely obtain and log the current value of an input field. Using generics in TypeScript, you can perform generic event handling that supports various types of events. This code is an example of a generic event handler using generics, which logs the event type and the tag name of the target element. In TypeScript, types are applied to standard DOM APIs during DOM manipulation and event handling, enhancing code safety and readability. By utilizing classes such as document and element, and event-related classes like event, mouse event, and keyboard event, type-safe development is possible. Additionally, using query selector less than t greater than, or HTML collection of t, enables type-safe DOM manipulations. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. Thank you for watching. This channel provides practical and useful information about programming. Subscribe to the channel and let's deepen our programming skills together.